The topic we are delving into here is one of the most unsettling and disturbing within theology and the scriptures. Is it possible that Jehovah, the God of the Old Testament, is actually Satan in disguise? At first glance, this idea might seem like blasphemy or deception, but upon deeper investigation of biblical texts, we find clues that lead us to question the true nature of Jehovah and his relationship with Satan. Could it be that what we've understood for centuries is nothing more than an illusion designed to keep us away from the truth? What we are about to discover is shocking and will change your perspective forever. One of the most intriguing points begins in the book of Job, where Jehovah and Satan appear to have a friendly and even collaborative conversation. Job 1 verses 6 to 12. In this passage, not only do we see Satan enter Jehovah's presence without being rejected, but we also observe Jehovah granting him permission to torment Job, a man described as blameless and upright. If Jehovah is a loving God and Satan is sworn enemy, how is such a tacit alliance possible? This moment forces us to question whether we are truly dealing with two opposing forces, or if something deeper and darker is at play, a connection that challenges traditional interpretations. The Old Testament also describes Jehovah as a God of war, who not only allows but commands mass destruction and genocide, as we see in Deuteronomy 20 verses 16 to 17, where he orders the complete annihilation of nations, men, women, and children. This ruthless cruelty starkly contrasts with the image of Satan as the destroyer and accuser. Could it be that both figures represent the same entity manipulating the narrative for their own purposes? In Isaiah 45 verse 7, Jehovah himself states, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Jehovah, do all these things." This revelation is chilling. Jehovah not only allows evil, he creates it. This statement seems more in line with the characteristics traditionally assigned to Satan. Another revealing passage is found in 2 Samuel 24 verse 1 and 1 Chronicles 21 verse 1, where we see a striking contradiction. In the first book, it says that Jehovah incited David to take a census, an act that is later punished with the death of thousands. But in 1 Chronicles, the same event is attributed to Satan. This discrepancy suggests a confusion of identities, where Jehovah's and Satan's roles seem alarmingly intertwined. Could it be that these two entities are one, manipulating the faithful and creating chaos under different names? In the New Testament, Jesus presents his Father as a God of love and forgiveness, a stark contrast to the Jehovah of the Old Testament. In John 8 verse 44, Jesus says that the devil has been a murderer from the beginning, and that he is a liar and the father of lies. But upon reviewing the texts of the Old Testament, do we not see Jehovah commanding murder and deception on multiple occasions? In Exodus 12 verse 29, we see how Jehovah kills the firstborn of Egypt in a devastating plague. The same God who sends lying spirits, as recounted in 1 Kings 22 verse 23. Could he also be the father of lies that Jesus refers to? Furthermore, in Revelation 12 verse 9, it is mentioned that Satan deceives the whole world. But what if the greatest deception he has spun is not simply tempting humanity, but hiding his true identity under the name of Jehovah? If we analyze this from a theological perspective, we may be facing the greatest spiritual fraud in history. This analysis is not an attempt to discredit faith, but an invitation to question our deepest beliefs. What if everything we believed about Jehovah was based on a distortion? Jeremiah 8 verse 8 warns that the lying pen of the scribes has handled the law falsely. Could it be that what we consider divine revelation has been manipulated by Satan to present himself under the name of Jehovah? What if the true God was never the Jehovah of the Old Testament, but a different entity, completely separate from violence and chaos? In the book of Hosea 6 verse 6, Jehovah declares that he desires mercy, not sacrifice. But in Leviticus 1 verse 9, he demands blood offerings as a form of worship. This contradiction could point to an internal conflict within the figure of Jehovah. Could it be that the God of this world, mentioned in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 4, is actually Jehovah, operating as the true Satan under the mask of the Almighty? The analysis of these texts is not to be taken lightly. What we have unearthed is a disturbing truth that, if correct, implies that the history of humanity and its relationship with the divine has been manipulated from the beginning. Jehovah and Satan could be more than simple enemies. They could be one, playing with the fate of humanity from the shadows. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. And, of course, share your thoughts in the comments. Together, we can build a strong and positive community. Thank you for joining us on this journey of growth and transformation. See you in the next video.